up, guys? Time to show off a couple new company watch builds. Going out to Kyle and Mario. And it's been a minute. Been a minute in the making. Hit a couple little bumps, but I think we are now golden. So we've got two watches, both equally unique, but the same. So we got one for Kyle and one for Mario. So let's just show off Kyle's because his is on the left. So I'm going to show some other things that's going to come with it, but for right now, what we've got a brushed case, a black PVD smooth bezel, just to keep it nice and clean, a custom screen printed and hand painted dial, black set of Moldova hands with a black seconds hand, brushed crown, and a custom engraved milled caseback. So one going to the CEO and one going to the COO. Now on this build, these have quick disconnects right here. So this will pop right off. So you can swap off of this black silicone, which is good for the warmer months since you will be potentially sweating a little bit. And it is a lot harder to do it looking through your screen doing it. But this is also going to come with an oyster bracelet that's custom lasered to match. And you're also, just in case on this piece it's too long for you, also included is a shorter piece here. Now, you see you've got this larger, this burlap. This stuff kind of clings to this burlap. Or I'm sorry, the burlap kind of clings to the silicone. This piece right here is for the second loop on here. So when you feed this through, that feeds through just normally, right? But then to lock it, your second loop has a bar down in it. And I just kind of squeeze the sides a little bit to get it up over. And you just drag it right over, and now it's stuck on that bar. Okay? So you just pull it a little bit harder and it'll come right off. But that's what the point of that is. You could always remove that if you didn't like it. If you just want to take that off, you can take that off if you want. You can take off the first one. Let's say you want to go shorter and you only want to use one of these. You know, you can do that as well. So you can swap it over to stainless steel if you'd like. And then since I have just a plethora of these, here is NATO band if you want. So how this goes, you pull this all the way out. This feeds through the, you're going to have spring bars here. So if everything is quick disconnects, I'm going to make it a little tough, so maybe I'll throw in some regular spring bars there. So what this is going to do is it's going to feed through that one. It's going to go on the back side, feed up through the other one, and then feeds down through here. So the watch is sitting on this in between both of this, and this is up near your top lugs, near your bottom lugs, and then you feed it just back around, hook. And I was one of those guys with mine. Did I not get that in there? Apparently I didn't. I was one of these guys with my wrist being a little bit smaller. I did this. I'd fold that down, or oh, there's not enough there. I'd fold it back on the stuff here. So that's me. That's how I would wear them whenever I had them. So I just have an abundance of these, man. One of the base watches that I buy comes with these on it, so I have like probably 30 of these. And don't necessarily need them. I'm always trying to put something custom on a watch, not something that people can pick up for 10, 15 bucks. But I'm going to include one of those in both of them. So that's going over this watch. Well, we didn't quite get into it, but that's just going over that. So we have the same exact thing here on Mario's watch, except engraved slightly different. So actually, these are backwards, aren't they? Nope, COO. Sorry. Bezel on these will turn left, they'll turn right. They are tension ring bezels. They don't do anything. Obviously, there's no numbering on them. So if you feel that it moves, you're like, what is that all about? That's because it's just a tension ring. They'll spin. Automatic mechanical, you've got a rotor in the back. So as you're moving, it's moving too. And it's keeping your time. So as it's rocking back and forth, it's keeping time. But before you put it on, you're going to want to wind it just a little bit, because if you just pop it, set the time, and put it on, and you're not very active, you're going to lose time because it will stop running if you're not moving your arm enough. So back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. You'll know you're off the crown tubes. So you have a little bit of play there, but you're off the tubes. You're going to hear it clicking. At that point, you can wind. And a wind is clockwise as you look at it from the side. Counterclockwise, which is the backing off, doesn't do anything. But I do go back and forth when I wind, because I can wind pretty quick for these little half turns. So 4 or 5 seconds of that mixed with the rotor movement will keep your time throughout the day. If you do it for another 4 or 5 seconds, you're going to max out your 31-hour plus power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it, so don't worry about that. You've got a slipping mainspring, so once it gets the tension it needs, it's just deflecting any additional. So when you're happy with your winding, you're going to pull to the 1 and only click, and you can now set your time. You'll notice you do not have a hacking movement, so that seconds hand is going to keep going. And you'll also notice you've got what's called a wobble crown. This deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not putting any adverse pressure on the keyless works of the movement. Okay, Google, what time is it?
11:37 a.m.
11:37. Push it over, get it out of that time setting, and then wind it down. And that goes the same for both builds. As with every build, you're going to get matching beads, entirely up to you guys whether you wear those or not. And you're going to get a couple extra things with these. So just so that you guys have them, since I have extra ones of these, you're going to both have just your little pry bar tools in case you ever need them. Now with those, with what you currently have on there, you probably won't need them. But this will help you remove links in your band. This will help you compress spring bars, though with your quick release buttons, you won't need that unless you jump over to one of those NATOs and want to use that. So that's going to be in there. And we're going to have two things. We went to try to make additional dials to try and, from here they look like they're about the same shade, but they are slightly different tones. And we tried to get them at the perfect tone, but at the risk of getting them at the perfect tone, we didn't get quite the same look in the design. But you've got an extra dial inside each one of these. And then lastly, I didn't realize that these oyster bands, since I don't use them, go from a 22 to a 20. So when I sent off buckles before I got these, I sent off 22 millimeter. So you also have 22 millimeter buckles in each one, custom engraved. So if you ever swap to a 22 millimeter strap or SS band, you have your double lock clasp already engraved. So you've got your silicone, you've got your oyster, you've got a NATO. You can adjust the length of this. You can go with a different one completely. That's 22 millimeter straight instead of tapered, and still stick with having it custom and personalized to you. Each box custom stained and lasered with watch pillows inside. You're both going to get watch cleaners as good on all glass and metal parts. So everything here in the center, non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue, as well as a microfiber. And then you'll also get fine scratch remover. So whenever you have your SS band, this would also work on that. So not that anything Not that you can't use it on this, but honestly, on a silicone, the best thing to do with this is like soapy water. And I don't know if these are the same, but Invicta at one point had an issue, or they still may, with their silicone bands over time snapping. And it was because they weren't staying lubricated. So they would sell like special stuff, but in a nutshell, all you have to do is get them wet every once in a while, and they kind of, it's kind of like dry rot on tires. I don't know with these, because these feel nice and smooth and kind of have like that silk kind of feel to them. So if you ever feel that it's not like that, I would just get it wet. Just put it in like a red Solo cup with water and a little bit of dish soap or something like that. Let it sit overnight. Let it soak in, essentially. But this would be good on all that. This, it would still clean it, but it's not like soapy water is going to be ideal for that. And then lastly, you're going to get some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's a lot cheaper for me to provide than Polywatch. But it is for your domed acrylic glass, because you can scratch it. If you scratch it, put a tiny bit of this on it and use your matching microfiber. So they're both brown. And fill that scratch, haze it, buff it out, should be gone. That's it. That's everything to take care of your watch. If you would scratch your oyster, the center's polished. Your preview buckles, or not preview, your double lock clasp buckles, and your outskirts here are brushed. So you can use the green side of a Scotch-Brite and just do single passes and brush the scratch in. Basically, you don't really remove the scratch, you just make it where you don't really notice it anymore. But yeah, that's everything to take care of your watches. Getting those both out to you guys today. I appreciate you a ton. Thank you for your patience with me. And we'll get these headed your way. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.